Market wrap. Let's do a little bit of a market wrap right now. Another big up day in stocks, up 107. It's been a freight train one-way move. By the way, for those of you who are curious, and I see you posting up some comments here, MMT Trader, my report is long stocks. We own common stocks. I'll give you two examples. Two airline stocks. First of all, American Airlines, which both of these we bought last June. American Airlines at 30. It is trading 47, so that's almost a 60% gain on that. And Delta Airlines, which we bought at 41, that is trading at 51, so that is a 25% gain on that. And by the way, today there was news that Warren Buffett, he sold out of his Walmart, which we owned Walmart. We sold it out. We made a profit on that one too, and he's in airline stocks. Following MMT Trader, I guess, but we got in way long time ago. Okay, so we do own plenty of stocks and they've been doing very well. Apart from that, I do have an MMT perspective, as you know. I have a macro outlook and I also position myself based on that. Now, what I say this morning, what did I say early this morning when everybody, the zombies, they saw that CPI number, the inflation number, they sold gold, they bought the dollar, and everything reversed. What I said this morning was this is the easiest call I ever made. And we're not day trading here. Maybe some of you took some profits on that. Good for you. But these are positions I have on. I am short the dollar. I am long gold. Gold's in a bull market. The dollar is in a bear market. Inflation is very bad for a currency, and it is very good for gold. Now some of you, I got to say this, right? Some of you, you're trying to be cute. You're trying to be smart to show everybody how smart you are. You're posting up things here, and it's really, I got to tell you, quite honestly, all it does is it's a display of your amateurishness, how amateur you are, right? I mean, I've been doing this for 40 years. I've been a member of 4 exchanges. I've been a floor trader. I've done it all right? So you post up things, first of all, when you're all gleeful about your position. You know what that does? Sometimes it makes me go back. I go back and I look at old videos, from last year when you were saying the market's going to crash and I was buying. I have all the same comments, okay, only in reverse. Same thing with so many other calls that I made with the oil, all that stuff. I go back, I look at my emails. I get emails too. People say, hey, you're so wrong. You don't know what you're talking. Meanwhile, everything, I make money on everything. I am right on everything, all right? Now, for those of you who want to show how smart you are, and there's a few of you here, and you say things, we had a guy one time here, said, the big boys, I do what the big boys do. I know what the big boys do. Believe me, I traded with all the big boys. I know the big boys, so I'm not even going to get into that discussion. You got a guy here who says, you're doing it all wrong. We had to stop loser people, right? Told me, I don't know, when was that? Last August to take a prudent stop in oil, right, when it was down at 39. All right, we got these guys all the time. You got a guy here now. You don't know what you're doing unless you got to put in options to protect yourself. You got to put in options to protect. I mean, you're just exposing how unsophisticated you are, and it's like, what it is. It's like. And it's so clear to me, and maybe some of you new guys who have come over to me, you're starting to see it as well. It's these people, and I've spoken a lot about this. I've spoken a lot about this, who think that the secret is in the system, that there's some, trick or some combination of techniques that if you put them together, that just carries you right to the finish line and you never have to worry about anything else. Like you're long, but you buy some options against it. Basically, buying an option against a position, that's a stop loss, all right? And it's worse than a stop loss because if you buy let's take an example. Let's say I'm long the stock market and I want to protect myself. There's 3 ways I can do it. There's more than 3 ways, but let's start with buying options, right? Which I never do, basically, because that takes out, I pay with time. So I don't want time taken away from me, which is exactly what happens with options. They deteriorate and they expire. But let's say you buy a put. What are you going to buy? Well, if you buy a real out of the money put because it's cheap and you don't want to spend a lot of money and it's, cheap insurance, that doesn't protect you. You need a gigantic move for that thing to start kicking in which time you've lost all your profit, all right? Let's say you buy an at the money put, right? Well, that has a delta of 0.5, so you're going to lose you're basically giving away half your profit, all right? So you're stopping yourself automatically with half your profit. So you could have half size position, same thing. Let's say you take a deep in the money put, which is basically like a short futures position. Your position is frozen basically where it is. You've got a long and a short. So really, guys, I want to tell you something. Don't, you're wasting your time. You come on here. It's better just to listen. Keep your, zip it and listen. You might learn something. All right. The fact of the matter is, bottom line, 0 losses. All right. It's all mental game. I said I could take a 5-year-old and teach them how to do this if they're, it's all in the mental training. It's not in, I got some system. It's not in the system. I'm telling you. It's not in the system. It's not in you think it's some combination of options and futures or stocks and options. It's not, okay? It's not. Not in there. This is where it's at. And, you laugh, but I laugh. I got the bigger laugh. He who laughs last laughs best. And I laugh at all of these sorts of comments because I can go back. Everything is recorded. Everything's here. All the emails I save, I go back. I read the ones they said, the gold. I'm back. The gold's back. The oil. I had a guy, I remember with the oil last January when I called the bottom. Maybe a few points above. It was like 31. I called the bottom. It was in a free fall. This guy was like a very nasty. These people are nasty too because for whatever reason, I don't know. It's going to 10. It's going to 8. All right, we're at 52. I called everything. And I'll call this dollar sell-off too. This is a bear market in a dollar. Long term. This is not a couple of months thing. I mean, you could hold these short positions, all right? Same thing with gold. Interest rate hikes are price increases. That's what we call them, right? The smart people who are with me, we don't call them rate increases or rate cuts. We call them price increases and price cuts. Once you do that, you understand how it affects, all right? You understand how it affects. When you inflate, that reduces the value, the purchasing power of your currency. It is reflected as a lower exchange rate, not a higher exchange rate. I mean, all these people think, it's like, and again, I explained it in the past another way, which is that a dollar is a treasury of 0 maturity. Everyone understands when rates go up, treasuries go down, but for some reason they just don't get it with the currency. But it's the same thing. When rates go up, the currency goes down. All right, all you smarty pants people out there, gotta go right now. Gotta go. Keep putting up those comments. Better yet, just zip it and listen. You might learn something. Bye.